Guys, it's been so long since I filmed a video that I don't remember how I put everything up, the height of the camera. Anyway, so let's just get into it. Hello everyone, my name is Mariana and welcome back to Happening by Chance. Today I am going to do my holiday and birthday haul. I know it's February, but I have been wanting to do this since the beginning of the year. I feel like I need to accept that I cannot handle 3 channels at the same time. I have my channel in real life in Spanish, I have my book channel, and I have this channel, and in my dreams I would be uploading regularly for all 3 channels, but it's impossible. So I don't want to be promising things of like when I'm going to film or when I'm going to upload. I have already talked about the things I'm going to film, so just like stick around and I'll upload videos. So in this haul, it's going to be an interesting haul because if you know me, you know that my favorite thing in terms of tarot is historical tarot, classical tarot. I love Marseille, Italian decks, fortune telling decks. This haul is going to be interesting because there is no Marseille, no Italian, no historical, and no fortune telling. There's just one oracle deck. There is not a fortune telling deck, but I bought because I feel like I want to use it as a fortune telling deck. So what I'm going to show you in this haul: curated art tarot that includes a Mexican art tarot from a Mexican museum that I bought in Mexico City, random oracle decks that include 2 music decks from Colombia, and cute tarot decks, RWS. So that's what you're going to see today. So I'm going to start with the curated art decks, and I'm going to start with my most anticipated deck from last year. I've been anticipating this deck for a long time. I feel like this was in the works since 2024 maybe. It's a deck I backed on Kickstarter, but because I sent it to a family member in the US, I had to wait until December, so he brought it over in Christmas time, and it is the Sublime Threshold Tarot. This one, I want to say, is currently my favorite curated art deck. I love it so much. I don't want to show it too much because I feel like there are a ton of videos about this. These are going to be in order. I feel like all of them, maybe one won't, but they are going to be in order. This is my favorite full card ever because it reminds me of the novel Baudolino by Umberto Eco, which is one of my favorite books. I don't know what to say. I feel like this deck has been shown a lot, and I just look at how gorgeous this is. I love it so much, and honestly, again, I don't want to talk about it too much because I feel like it's been shown a lot. I will just say something different, I guess. I'm going to focus on the production just because this is a deck by Urania Press, which is a publisher, indie creator that I love. Her name is Nitasia, and she does amazing decks. She also did the Emblemata Chromata, which is a deck that brings out my hipster, my inner hipster, because I've loved that deck I bought it in the indie version and I love it and I've shown it, and I feel like it didn't get much traction, but now that it is a mass market deck, everyone is talking about it, and everyone is talking about it as like this discovery. And I'm like, those of us who had the indie have been talking about it since we had it, and now it's this discovery. Anyway, whatever. Like, these, as I said, favorite, current favorite. Oh, these are the bags. Okay, I had forgotten. These are the bags, and this is etched in black, and oh yeah, Urania Press. I feel like they have, like, other than Italian decks, I feel like Urania Press and Lennox Reese. Okay, yeah, top three. Top. The Urania Press is one of my top three in terms of production. I love the cardstock they use, the production, the quality, the smell. I love Urania Press decks. The only thing I don't like is that in this guidebook, it doesn't have the credits, like the paintings, but in the digital one that you could purchase, the extra one, the big one, I mean digital or physical, it does have the credits. I feel like it should have them in this book. I'm very against people who do curated art decks and don't credit the paintings. As I said, the big guidebook does have them. Those are my only complaints. Other than that, favorite curated art deck at the moment. The next one that I'm going to show is another indie one. That's one where it's been out for years, and I had resisted the temptation because it's a pre-Raphaelite deck. So many pre-Raphaelite decks. I have one, yeah. But then she came out with a different version, and that one has borders, and I am a sucker for borders. I just love borders on a deck. I feel like I'm the opposite, where people, if someone comes out with a borderless edition of a popular deck, everyone wants the borderless. And whenever I see someone do a borderless, I'm like, oh no, I don't want it anymore. Anyway, so that's why I bought it. But after I got it, I don't know, it was so long after I bought it that I received it, because it was another one that I sent to a family member in the US, and I had to wait until the holidays to receive it. So it was so long that by the time I got it, I was kind of regretting buying it. It's beautiful, but I haven't decided if I should have bought it or not. I mean, whatever, right? Like, I already bought it. But I don't know, I kind of want to do a side-by-side for myself with the Beautiful Rebellion, which is the one that I have, which was a deck that I wasn't crazy about, but after I bought this one, I suddenly was in love with the Beautiful Rebellion. I don't know. Weird things like that happen with decks. I feel like you might know which deck I was talking about. It's the Tarot of Persephone's Garden Cotonia edition. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's a really beautiful deck. I also really like the one of the Huntress that she has. But I already talked about why I had never bought it. But she came out with a bordered edition, and I cannot resist borders. The only thing I don't love are the backs. That's the only thing. So look, just I feel like it's very Delphi, the one, the Tarot of Delphi that everyone loves, the OOP one that everyone loves. Oh, I am currently reading the biography of William Morris. Fantastic, highly recommend. But I just read about the moment when Rossetti painted this deck. I Because Rossetti was very good friends with William Morris, it made me think of tarot and tarot too. So it's really gorgeous, really beautiful. Actually, scratch everything I said. I just, whenever I go through it, I'm like, no, yeah, I'm glad I bought it. I'm glad I bought it. Yeah, never mind. I'm glad I bought it. I love it. I should have bought it. Very different than the Beautiful Rebellion because it has borders. It's a completely different vibe. Okay, never mind. Love it. Okay, yes. Perfect. I'm glad I did this haul because when I went through it the first time, I was like, should I or shouldn't have? Should I have or shouldn't I have? I feel like that should was what was blocking me from loving this deck, and like whatever, I bought it. Okay, I love it. So that's this one. I was going to go through the whole thing again, but I'm not going to. It's funny because I was like, the Sublime Thresholds is my favorite curated art deck. But then I flipped through this one and I'm like, I don't know. This is where okay, so in booktube, one of my favorite booktubers is Maya from Books Like Wow. And there's this thing she always says when she talks about fantasy. There's a type of fantasy that she calls basic bitch medieval fantasy. And this is in that same vein. This is what I would call like basic bitch art tarot. And that's a compliment. Sometimes you just want a basic bitch art tarot. Like, I don't know, like the Sublime Thresholds is very like, oh, it's different, but samey but different, if you know what I mean. But this one is just like, no, it's just regular basic bitch, pre-Raphaelite. Sometimes that's all you want. The next one I'm going to show is the one I bought in Mexico City. I went to an exhibit about divination in art. If you know about art or you like surrealism, you might know that surrealism was a very big thing in Mexico. There's a big surrealist movement in Mexico in the in the time of the surrealist movement in the early 20th century. And there was also a big like esoteric, like when the esoteric craze and surrealism were happening in the world, it was also happening in Mexico. Anyway, so it was an exhibit about that. So you had, Leonora Carrington, Remedios Varo, Dr. Atl, a lot of really well-known artists that participated in the esoteric movement. You had a lot about spiritism. I had no idea, but there was a big spiritist movement in the early 20th century, and there is a major Mexican president that I'm not going to go about the history because we're going to be here forever. He apparently either was or considered himself, whatever it is, a spiritist, and he left writings about that. And apparently that's one of the things that people make fun of now, that he called himself a spiritist. I had no idea about that. It was super interesting. Anyway, it was in the National Museum of Art, which is a museum that has a lot of 19th century type of art. And that one, after, like, in the shop for the exhibit, they had a majors only small deck from paintings from the museum. Of course, I had to buy it. I don't know if those are the paintings that I would have chosen for the deck, but I don't mind because I just love having it for the sake of it being what it is. And so it's this small deck. it's just a majors only deck, so I think I'll show all the cards. The only thing I don't like is that they wrote the credit here, but it's so small that you can't read it. So I'm going to need a magnifying glass to get the credits for the paintings. And again, oh, it's like all types of art. You have like engravings, you have paintings, you even have a sculpture somewhere over there. There's a lot of course, religious and political art because, well, you know, in those centuries that was the majority of art. And again, I feel like, I don't know, I kind of want to go to the museum, and this is not about the exhibit. This is about paintings from the museum. And I kind of want to go to the museum and go through, oh, title card, and this is the back as well. I kind of want to go to the museum and like go through the decks and, I don't know, like make my own tarot from the museum, but that's in Mexico City, so it'll have to be when I go again. And then finally, I'm going to do a mass market deck. There is a deck that I've been wanting since I saw it. And again, I feel like even though the art is right up my alley, as a tarot, I feel like it didn't completely make sense to me. But every time I see it, I really want it because of the borders. Again, I am a sucker for borders, and I just, every time I see it, it's so beautiful that I want it. But I hadn't bought it because it doesn't make sense to me as a tarot. But I, you know, it was my birthday. I had gift cards, so I thought, you know, like this is a perfect moment to buy it. So that's what I did after watching a Taya video. Taya's unhauling videos were very dangerous. Because she also loves talkbox decks, and I love talkbox decks, and she showed this one because she has a lot of these Los Cabello curated art, which actually my gripe with these decks is that they don't put the credit of the art. Tarot of Tales and Legends, they don't put the credit of the art. Like, yes, the art of Henry IV, of course, yes, like they do tell you these are the backs. Am I in frame? Yes. But they don't say which painting or which art, which artwork every card is. So for instance, I've been wanting to buy the Dulac Tarot specifically for one card, and I haven't bought the deck, which, like, whatever, I haven't bought it, but I know specifically which card it is, and I want to find specifically that illustration because I want to print it. The Hermit is, I love the Hermit. I mean, I love the whole deck, but I really love the Hermit. I really need to do a collection of my Catholic decks. So this is a tarot of Tales and Legends, which again, as a tarot, I actually love this Temperance card, but not all of the cards make sense. So like for instance, Temperance, the Devil are perfect. Death, I feel like it can also make sense, but the Tower, why? So I don't know, I feel like it might be better than I remembered, but it's still like some cards don't. Oh, this is actually a very good judgment card. Oh, I love the world too. Am I just convincing myself that all the decks that I thought didn't work actually work? Fantastic, great. Glad I did this haul. Okay, so I'm going to do the oracles next, but before I go to the oracles, I'm going to do another deck that calls itself a tarot, but I feel like it's more like oracle. And I also bought it in, not in Mexico City, but in Mexico. I bought it in Puebla, which is where I live, in a small indie feminist anarchist bookstore. And they have a zine section. It was in the zine section, and this is a tarot based on a book by an activist, but it has, I think, 10 cards, so it's not really a tarot, but it's more kind of like oracle. So I'm going to show you that one. It's this small one that came with this band. Obviously the watermelon, for Palestine. And then this one, it says it's a tarot by Ona Ediciones, which is the publisher, illustrated from the book White Veganism by Michaela Dullard. This tarot was created in the season of fire for accompanying the reflections and the rage of the book. Against oppression and hate, our revenge will be defending ourselves. And so you have the copyright, colonialism, the white feminist, the colonizer, the vacation goer, but vacation is written like this, which Zionist, the justice system, but again, cis is written like this, like cisgender. The KKK turf. I feel like I should do a pool with. I've been wanting to do a pool with this deck in these current times. The white coat. This. Oh my god! This card punched me in the gut when I saw it. It's. I still have to go to the bookstore to pick up the book because my mom gifted me this one. The doorbell rang and it got cut off. I don't remember what I was saying. The merchant is the final card. I think I was telling you guys I need to go to the bookstore to pick up the book because my mom gifted me this. In the back it's just regular printer paper, and yeah, my mom gifted me this one, but she didn't give me with the book. She just gifted me the deck. So I need to go get the book, and I also need to go anyway because they just released a new poetry collection that I want to get. Okay, let's move on to Oracle now. I'm going to start with a small oracle that I bought for fortune telling divinatory purposes, even though it's not made as such. It's a small collage oracle. And then I'm going to show you the ones from Colombia. My sister is currently doing her master's in Colombia, and she bought 2 decks. One was a gift from my mom, and one was a gift from her. Both music related, both from Colombia, both amazing. So I'm going to end with those. And I'm going to start with the one that I bought for divinatory purposes from another creator that I love the production of her decks. It's this one is a faded from great grandmother's faded frontier, an oracle deck of passing horizons, and they are small collages that she made with her great grandmother's, or I guess, pictures and magazine pictures. It has very few cards. It's perfect for like divination type thing. Obviously it's not made as such, so I have to experiment with it. You know how I have a million video ideas and then I never upload anything? One of my million video ideas is doing a test drive of this deck with fortune telling or divination. And this was a limited edition because she doesn't have the credits for the magazine images. Obviously the pictures from her grandma, obviously she, like, yeah, but the ones she got for magazines, she doesn't have those credits, so it was just like a limited edition. I also really appreciated that. I'm a fan of Lennox as a creator. I think because she's a graphic designer and I'm a graphic designer, I feel like she gets a lot of things, and she gets a lot of things right as well, in my opinion, as a graphic designer. These are the bags, you already saw them. I love the bags in her decks. I love, again, the design of her decks. And honestly, I love the bag it comes in. Okay, now I'm going to show you the 2 decks from Colombia. So the first one I'm going to show you is a deck about songs, an oracle about songs written by women, or like by women artists. It is called Cancionera, which is like songbook, but you know, songbook would be cancionero, so it's cancionera. Cancionera, a musical guide composed by women, and it's one of these types of boxes that opens like this. This one is super cool, okay? Let me show you. So the book is also important, but I'm going to show you the cards. So the cards look like this. It has a circle here. The colors I read in the guidebook. The color scheme of each circle is taken from the album which the song comes from. So you have the circle, and then you have a lyric, and then you have the Spotify code, so you can listen to the song that is from this card, and you have here the name of the artist and the album and the year. So for instance, here you have Alanis Morissette. It has songs in English and in Spanish, so I wanted to look for one in English. So this is Alanis Morissette, Jagged Little Pill, 1995, and what it all comes down to is that everything is going to be fine. These are the backs. And at the end it has some cards if you want to add your own songs. It might be fun actually. I feel like a lot of decks have that, and I'm always like, I'm not going to add anything. But I feel like in this one it could be fun to do it with like your favorite songs by women. Oh yeah, it would be fun. Oh my gosh. Okay, yes, I do want to do it. So in the book, you look for the song, and so you have the artist, and you have a little biography of the artist, you have the color scheme of the album, and then you have I lost the page. And then you have other songs, and so you have the song title. So here highlighted is the song from the card, and then here you have the other songs which their respective albums and years. And this one is organized alphabetically by the name of the artist. Isn't that just the coolest thing you've seen? Also, I was doing Music League with Meg when my sister sent me this one and asked me if I wanted it, and I was like, yes. And then the next one is a salsa based oracle. So Colombia is, home of the salsa. I feel like outside of Latin America, people will think that salsa is like the Latin American genre, and it's not. Anyway, in Colombia, it's home of the salsa. And so it is called Salsa Prophecies. Profecías Salseras. It has 50 cards, and every card features an iconic salsa artist. I was going to read you what it says here, but actually I find it impossible to translate because it has a lot of like references and like specific language. So these are the backs, and so they're in frame. So you have illustrations for every artist. So you have the name of the artist, the illustration, and then a song lyric. My dad had fun going through this deck, seeing who he knows and who he didn't. So I don't know a lot about salsa music. So I don't know a lot of this. My dad knew much more. But I think it's so cool because it's just so specific to Colombia. Obviously, in contrast to the song one, a lot of these are male artists because, most... Actually, that's like an interesting conversation with like this deck, right? Because the point of the music deck is that to like promote music by women. And in their page it says that like most famous artists are men, and I saw a comment saying that that's not true, and like that's not true, there are so many famous women artists. And it's like, yeah, sure, but I mean, just take this deck. This is a deck of the most iconic salsa artists. Most of the cards are men because most of the iconic salsa artists are men, even though there are also women, obviously, and there are women in this deck. They are not as many. There aren't as many. So I feel like this would be a oracle that proves the point of the other oracle. So this one comes with a fold out. but it's just it's just like the image in the back of the card is like a poster. And of course you have the legal information, the creators, everything, where you are treating this product as like an editorial product. And so you have the credits and you have the legal pages as you would in a book. I really like that. The washing machine just went off, so it's a perfect timing to start wrapping it up. So I'm going to start showing you. So I'm going to show you the final category, which was the cute decks and the RWSX. So there are actually 2/3. So I'm going to start with the mass market one because I'm going to start with that one. And that is the Caticorn Tarot. I couldn't resist. They are cats and unicorns. This isn't a new deck. It's not. Someone showed it in a video. And I had never paid attention to it. Like, I've seen it when I buy decks, but I had never seen like a flip through. I was never interested in it. I don't remember who showed it. And this is the card that made me buy the deck. I feel like this is very like 90s anime style. Like, I don't know, like very, I don't know how to explain it. If you watched cartoons in the 90s, if you watch anime in the 90s, I feel like you will understand what I mean. And the color scheme is so pretty. The cards are so cute. I really want to do a reading for my sister with this one, but I feel like I showed it to her and it wasn't her favorite cat deck, even though she loves cats, just because she likes the ones with more realistic looking cats. But I love this one, it's so adorable. Anyway, these are the backs. And I don't want to spend a lot of time on this one just because I feel like, it's not a new deck. You probably have seen it. If you haven't, I'm showing it now. Look at this. The Magician is my favorite card, but obviously I feel like these are very common in cat decks. The cat tree for the tower, which I think is perfect. The star, this one is also very 90s anime. I feel like this specifically reminds me, oh my gosh, you guys, this reminds me of a movie that I watched when I was a girl, that I rented in Blockbuster all the time. It was my favorite. And I don't remember what it was, and no one remembers it. And my sister doesn't remember it. I've tried to describe it. I've talked about like specific scenes I remember, and this one reminds me of a specific scene I remember, and no one knows what it is. I listened to a podcast once where there was it's about a guy who is trying to find a song that he remembers and no one remembers, and he even puts up a production with musicians by describing them the song, because he has to find it and no one remembers it. And the whole podcast is about the quest to find the song. Will he find it? Won't he find it? Was it an actual song? Was he misremembering it? It's so good. I feel like that with this movie. I need to find it. And finally, we have the Pastel Kitty Tarot by Push Kitty, which I've been wanting forever, but Push Kitty is so expensive. I don't know, I don't agree with the pricing of the decks, but when it's finally the holidays and you can get people together to buy you one really expensive thing. Um, in this case, this was gifted to me by my mom and myself, both of us. We split the cost because it's so expensive. And oh yeah, this one is backwards. But okay, so this one is, I know there are official Sanrio decks, but I don't like the official ones. I don't. I like this one. The images do look like Sanrio images. I feel like Push Kitty has other ones, like the Winnie the Pooh one, where Winnie the Pooh does not look like Winnie the Pooh. In this one, she does look like. I mean, and what I like about this one is that depending on the suit, they are different characters. So like the swords, it's Batsmaru, which I feel is a perfect choice. And then the cups are Keopi, which again, perfect choice. And the wands are Pochaku. And then I won't show you the majors because, so we only bought this one, but it came with this one as a gift. Which is a majors only deck. I don't know what, like I don't use a lot of majors only decks, so I don't know how often I will use it, but it's useful for showing it to you guys. So it has the same design backs but with a different color. The pastel kitty ones are blue and these ones are purple. And so you have, oh, and the edging, these are edged in pink, and the full deck is edged in this like aqua. So you have the Fool, you have the Magician. Fun fact about the Magician. So I always, when I was a kid, I always called this character Tuxedo-san, because that's just how it's written. So I called him Tuxedo-san, and I could never understand why this really cute penguin had such a weird name. And then when I was an adult, I realized that it was Tuxedo-san. I don't know what the name in Japanese is, but I called it Tuxedo-san. The High Priestess, I feel like this is the only Hello Kitty that doesn't look like original, but she's cute, I don't mind. I really like this effect that she does that looks like glitter but isn't. And I'm not going to show you through the whole thing just because. Am I going to show you the whole thing? I don't know. No. I don't know. Do I want to find a specific card? This is the only one I don't like because I don't even remember this character. Oh, the Hanged. The Hanged is so cute. Oh, wait, no, I remember which is my favorite major. The only thing is that these stick. I hate cards that stick. Okay, the star with the twins is perfect, obviously. But my favorite major is the moon with Spotty Dotty. Oh, she's so cute. And oh, I also don't like this one because I feel like he looks like the logo for a chicken, grilled chicken, No, like pollos al carbón. I don't know. Okay, and finally, and this is just like a random one. My brother-in-law brought me from Canada this envelope. It's by US Games, and it is the gift of tarot. 3 special tarot cards to give yourself or share with friends. So inside there are 3 RWS cards with meanings, apparently. And I thought it would be, I haven't opened it because I thought it would be a good idea to open it in a video and do a reading with the 3 cards that are in here. So that's what I'm going to do. So that's that. So that would be it for the haul. It was really long. I wasn't planning on it as per usual. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you with another video soon, maybe ish, I don't know. And in the meantime, I wish you happy reading, whether that be card reading, book reading, weather patterns, charms, pendulum, dice, whatever form of reading you prefer.